Hey folks, Sheila here from Design Files. I wanted to put together a quick video to address some of the changes that you've been seeing in the Moodboard Editor. So if you've logged in recently, you've noticed that the Moodboard Editor went through a whole new redesign. And just to confirm, with this new redesign, we did not change or remove any of the core functionality or the tools that you've had access to. So everything is still there. It's all basically all within the same layout, but there have been some changes. So we're going to go over those in this video. The other thing that I wanted to address in this video is why we actually redesigned the Moodboard Editor. And I'm sure that's been a question that's been in your mind as well. So the reason for that is that we actually have a load of new functionality that we're planning to add to the Moodboard Editor, and we needed to change up the interface a bit to give us space to include these new tools. Some of these new features are Canva-like tools that will give you more flexibility and control over how you want to design your presentations. There's going to be new tools added in that will help you out when you are laying out your mood boards and your room mockups, and we're really excited to get that out to you, but we did need to make some changes here first so that we could plan for those additions. So that's essentially why we've done this. And for the rest of this video, what I think we'll do is we'll just kind of go over some of the changes so that you feel really comfortable and confident about using this newly designed Moodboard Editor. And I'm sure you're going to find that after a couple of tries, you'll be right back into just building out your moodboard designs with total ease. So let's go ahead. We'll start by selecting this tool right here. And we're going to talk a little bit about the toolbar, because that's probably where you're going to see the most amount of changes. Now the toolbar has been redesigned. It used to be 2 columns wide. We have stripped it down to 1 column, mainly because it gives you a little bit more space for building out your mood board design. So we're just trying to increase the amount of space you have on the screen to work with. The toolbar over here, it does have a tooltip. So if you hover over any of the actual tools, you're going to see a little tooltip that tells you exactly what that tool does. And the order is pretty much the same as it was with the old toolbar. So the top 4 here, these are your layer tools. We did change up some of the icons, so you'll just get used to seeing these newly designed icons. But these 4 are your layer tools, and you can see here that the top one, that's going to bring a layer forward one at a time. This is going to bring it all the way to the front. This will push a layer on or an item on your mood board back 1 layer at a time, and this is going to push it all the way to the back. So you can see how things are changing on the mood board when I'm playing around with these. Now the next one is our group tool. It's deactivated because I need to select multiple items first to activate it. So we're gonna hold down Shift and select a few others, and then you'll see that it becomes active on the toolbar. You can click this to group items together, and then you'll be able to move them and scale them all at once. And of course, you can always ungroup them by clicking on this icon again. The next one is our style settings. So if you wanted to tweak your product images a little bit to kind of brighten them up or pump up the contrast or take down the transparency or even add drop shadows, this is what you're going to use to do that. Below that, you've got your crop tool. So let's select one of these items here. You've got your crop tool right here. It's the same functionality you've always had. You can crop things as squares or rectangles, or you can change it over to a circle and apply it, and you will see how it is changed on your mood board design. And then below that, you've got your background removal tools. So if we go into my products, we'll just drag this item out. Again, it's the same functionality that you had before. So you can click on the remove background tool. It's going to open up this panel where you've got your option here where you can drag the slider to just slowly remove the background and adjust the shadows. You've got your manual option here, and you also have your magic remover as well. So everything stayed the same, and you can continue to use that just as you always have. Now, let's see here. We'll select this one. Below that, you've got your flip horizontally, so you can see how this works. You've got your flip vertically, and then you've just got your perspective tool as well. So we'll select another item on here, and you can see that when you use the distort tool, you just pull on the corners to adjust the image. So if you were distorting rugs on the floor or artwork on the walls. Below that, you have your duplicate tool, same as always. And you've got your locking tool and your delete tool, essentially. So your locking tool is just going to lock something in place if you don't want it to shift on your design board anymore. And of course, your delete tool, you can just delete any item that you've added. So everything works the same as it did before. One of the changes that you will notice is that the zoom feature for zooming in and out of your mood board, it's not at the bottom of your toolbar anymore, it's up here. So if you need to zoom in and out, here it is. And of course, you also have the ability to shift your canvas around by clicking and dragging anywhere on the gray area. This, let's click on one of these items here. We used to have a product detail panel that was anchored to the bottom left-hand corner. One of the things we've done here is we've made this adjustable so you can move it wherever you want. The reason for that is that sometimes it was overlapping the mood board design and preventing designers from accessing the area underneath this. You can always just shift things if you want, but now you also have the flexibility to just move this anywhere you want within the screen. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and let's move over to the right side panel. There have been some minor changes over here as well. The main one is that we've just separated out your personal library from the main products tab. So originally we had a products tab, and then within that you could look at the DesignFiles product library, vendors, and you could look at your own personal library. So we wanted to separate this out because you're probably going to be using your own personal library the most. So we've moved that to the top, given it its own space, and within that you can see that you still have your main, like your own personal library, your project items, and your assets. So it's the same functionality as you've had before. It's just in its own space. Within the products tab, this is where you're going to see the DesignFiles default product library, and you still have your vendor drop down here. So you can choose to browse by specific vendors, and you still have the ability to select which vendors you want visible within this list. So you could just uncheck any of these, go down to the bottom and hit save, and then it would only show the vendors that you actually want visible within this library. Now, the other change that we've made here is that the text and the visual elements library, they're not grouped together anymore. Again, the real reason for this was just to limit the number of clicks that it took for you to get into your libraries. We wanted to give you quicker, easier access. So they're in their own separate sections, and now you can just quickly jump into either of them and then immediately start pulling those items out onto your design boards. Other than that, everything else is pretty much the same. The one thing that you'll see is that your templates are over here. They used to be over here, so we just grouped them in to the center of this this bar here with your undo, your redo, and your history, where you can see all the latest saves for this particular design board. So these are just grouped together. Your board panel at the bottom of the screen, it's acting exactly the same as it used to. So you can see all of the designs that you've created within your project. You can click on any of them to launch them within the Moodboard Editor. And you still have your functionality here where you can delete a design, duplicate it, or download a board image. You can add a new design to your project at any time by clicking this option right here. And you can close your board panel by using this option. That's it. So that's essentially the changes that have happened. If you do have any questions at all about the new Moodboard redesign, then feel free to reach out to us on the live chat. We're always happy to help. And also feel free to share your thoughts. We're always eager to hear how you feel about the latest updates that we've made. And we'll continue to improve upon these as we move forward. Thanks for watching.